Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now in today's video we're talking about the preview match for Saturday, which is going to be Southampton versus Manchester United. Manchester United are playing away from home, so we're going to Southampton. I think it'll be a very good game, so I'm just going to give you my review. I'll be giving my little analysis that I've done on Southampton over their last 3 games. I'll be doing the same about Manchester United, and then I'll be giving you my predicted starting 11, and we'll go from there. And I'll give you score predictions, who's going to score, etc., how we're going to line up, all the jizz. So that's coming in this video. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first off, we'll start talking about Southampton because I don't want to bore you, so we'll just get that out of the way, and we'll go on to United. But Southampton are currently sat on 4 points. They have 1 win, 1 draw and 1 loss. They lost to Spurs 4-1, and Spurs had 57.5% possession to Southampton's 42.5%. Now, you think they're against Conte's Spurs, they're going to have lower possession. That's understandable. But Spurs also played them off the park by beating them 4-1. And yeah, it was a good game, and it was a poor start for Southampton because obviously losing 4-1 on your first game of the season is pretty tough to accept. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And yeah, I just think that Southampton had a bit of a poor game there, so that was their first loss. Their second game was against... Oh no, sorry, I need to do the shots on target. So in the Spurs game, Spurs had 18 shots on target to... had 18 shots and 8 on target, sorry. To Southampton's 10 shots and 2 on target. So Southampton really didn't have a good game going forward, and hopefully that happens in this game as well against Manchester United. The second game was Southampton versus Leeds, where the score was 2-2. Southampton again had low possession, and they had 42.6% possession to Leeds' 57.4%. So again, Southampton seem to be playing at the moment this season with a much lower possession and just try and hit on the break or something, and they seem to drop back and then try and press forward. So yeah, I feel like they're gonna... I don't know, I'll get onto it in a minute. But yeah, so Southampton had 14 shots and 4 on target. So a bit better than the Spurs game, but if you're having 14 shots and only having 4 on target, for any team in the Premier League, that's a bit disappointing. You want to at least be having 50% of your shots on target to your shots. But that's what I'd be demanding if I was a manager. I'd want that. No matter how many shots we have, you have to have at least 50% of your shots to be on target, because you want to at least threat the goal. You don't want them to be going over the bar or just wide or too far out or something like that. You don't want that. And then Leeds had 13 shots and 5 on target. So 1 more on target, but 1 less shot. So it ended in 2-2. It was a decent match, a very equal match. And yeah, Southampton again, low percent possession, which concerns me a bit, because the manager they have, being Ralph Vassenholt, or Rassenholt, whatever he's called, was a study under Rangnick, and from the way you've seen Rangnick play football, he wants to play high possession football, and like Jurgen Klopp plays, like Thomas Tuchel plays. So considering this manager seems to be okay with this Southampton side to be playing with low percent possession, kind of concerns me. But I'm not a Southampton fan, I'm just going off my research. And then the most recent game, they won 2-1, and this was against Leicester. Now, this game was very counter-attacking from what the stats say. Southampton won 2-1, but had 38% possession. And it was Che Adams scoring them both. So Leicester had 62% possession in that game, but the shots tell a different story. Southampton had 9 shots and 3 on target. So 33% of their shots were on target. and the other 66% was off target. Leicester had 6 shots and 1 on target. So I don't even know what happened in that game, to be honest. It just didn't seem like a very good game. It seemed very counter-attacking. Neither team was better than the other. Leicester in very poor form at the moment. But yeah, from this review of Southampton's last 3 games, they don't mind playing with low possession. Che Adams and Ward-Prowse seem to be their most informed players at the moment, and they seem quite dangerous. Che Adams was a very decent striker last season. Ward-Prowse, we know of his ability. They're very decent players, and I feel like they're starting to kick off and carry Southampton at the moment. But now we're going to get on to the real reason, Manchester United. As we know, we lost to Brighton and Brentford in our first 2 games, but then we've only just come off from a great win against Liverpool, which was 2-1. Now, coming off against a great win against Liverpool, I believe the players are going to be fired up. They've come off a win. We've got the new signing of Casemiro, who should be starting, but we'll go on to that in a minute about the starting 11 and stuff. But yeah, hopefully Manchester United win this game. I'm going to say 3-0. 3-0 Manchester United. Because the lack of shots that are on target for Southampton don't concern me. If Ten Hag stays with pretty much the same team as he did against Liverpool, we shouldn't be in too much of an issue. The only changes I'd make was I'd bring in Ronaldo for Elanga and play him in the middle, Rashford on the left, Sancho on the right, and then I'd take off McTominay for Casemiro, and that'd be my starting 11. But the back 5 I keep the same. The box-to-box midfielder and Cam in Bruno and Eriksen I'd keep the same, and then Sancho and Rashford I'd keep the same. I just make 2 changes because Varane and Martinez, their partnership worked wonders. Malacia was running back and forth. Our defence was pretty much perfect against Liverpool. We couldn't have asked any better of them, to be honest. But no, I feel like this type of game is also very suited to Erik Ten Hag, because with Ten Hag, when he was manager of Ajax, he wanted to play high pressing football, high possession. He wanted at minimum, I think the demand was 70% possession of all games. So I think he'll get that quite easily in this game. And that's what you want from a United side. That's the type of thing Liverpool and City do. Now, we should expect that Southampton are going to be more organised at the back than Liverpool were when we played them on Monday. Now, I know Liverpool have a much better defence than Southampton, but Southampton will be dropping back. They'll have minimum probably about 8 or 9 players behind the halfway line at all times, and then they'll have probably Che Adams and maybe Adam Armstrong if they go for 2 strikers, just sitting in front of the halfway line to go on the counter attack, or maybe they'll just all drop back. We don't know what Southampton are gonna play against us, but it's a game suited for Ten Hag, and you want to play with players who are good with the ball, because if you want to play this possession football, you put on your creative players, you want to play with players that can move the ball quickly, you want to have players that are good in the air, and you also want to have faster, more low to the ground players. And that's why with this game you want to play well. So for my starting 11 for United, I'd go for De Gea, I'd go for Dalot, I'd go for Varane, I'd go for Martinez, Malacia, Casemiro as the holding midfielder, Eriksen, Bruno, Sancho, Rashford, Ronaldo. Now, I'm bringing McTominay off for Casemiro because Casemiro was much better in the air, and if I think we're going to get a lot of corners. I feel like United are going to go on massive offence, and I feel like what will happen is when we're going on the attack, you'll have Casemiro dropping back between the defenders to make a back 3 with Martinez and Varane, and allowing Malacia and Dalot to go more to the wings and making more overlapping runs to whip crosses in the box. That's fun. But anyway, with that happening with the fullbacks, I think that Sancho and Rashford will either become more left and right forwards, so become very more narrow wingers, if that makes sense. But I'm hoping as well that if the likes of Kyle Walker-Peters, Che Adams, Adam Armstrong, they're fast players. I think if they go on the counter-attack, United need to be organised in defence. So I'm hoping if United do go to this back three to allow the fullbacks to go forward, we're very spread out. We're not all compact together in the centre circle. I want Malacia pretty much being on the left back position, Casemiro being in the middle, and Varane being on the right hand side. And then it's up to our fullbacks to run backwards, because in this game you want your fullbacks to be running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all game. That's what you need to put pressure on a team like Southampton. Now, Dalot's crossing ability ain't the best, so maybe he should make more inverted runs instead of overlapping runs, so we can make more quicker passes. So let's say he meets up with Eriksen on the right hand side. Dalot makes the run, makes a quick pass, and then runs through the midfield and allows Eriksen to maybe go out wide, so Eriksen make the cross, if that makes sense. But who knows what Dalot's going to do, because his crossing ability isn't the best. But I'm hoping that he still learns to become a more modern fullback, because he worries me defensively and he worries me going forward. He's a very medium type player. He's a very average player, I think Dalot is. And under Ten Hag, he is only 22 or 23, Dalot. So he has still got much more game to gain. And with the likes of Malacia, I just wish we had a right-sided Malacia, because we'd be great at fullbacks. We wouldn't be worried about defensive awareness and stuff like that, because if Malacia can pocket Salah, I'm pretty sure he can pocket whoever Southampton throw against us. So that's just my opinion, and I feel like, we might even change it. He might go to a front two with Rashford and Ronaldo, maybe play with a holding midfielder in Casemiro, but then go to you've got the likes of Eriksen, Bruno, and then Sancho as a midfield three, and then maybe a midfield four with Casemiro, and then Rashford and Ronaldo as a front two, because as we saw, Rashford played really well in that striker role against Liverpool. I know it was we played more counter-attacking against Liverpool, but that's because we had to, and I really applaud Ten Hag for that, because if Ten Hag went in and trying to play like we did against Brighton and Brentford, we would have got battered. And he can't play Maguire or Shaw again. You can't play him in this game. They need to stay dropped, keep him away from the squad. So that's just what I think should happen this game. I'm really looking forward to seeing the actual Ten Hag system in a United game, because with the stats telling us that Southampton don't mind playing with low possession football, United can excel against this and play with the high possession that Ten Hag wants to play with. And he still needs to not underestimate Southampton and stay humble. But at the end of the day, this game is much more suited for United to use that possession more aggressively, making them forward runs, making more direct passes, and maybe even making sure we stay on constant pressure, where we, just make constant pressure, make sure that if they do get the ball from a missed pass or a throw-in or something like that, then we need to press once we've lost possession. You don't want to press on heavy touch or something like that, because at the end of the day, I feel like you should expect with Southampton a lot of long balls, and just a lot of counter-attacking opportunities. And I feel like the way the defence played against Liverpool, United are really solid at the back. Now, they lost Vestergaard to Leicester last season, so their 6'6" centre-back isn't available. Well, he's not at the club, so I don't know why I say he's injured or got a red card or something. But apart from that, I don't really have too much info on Southampton's aerial duels this season. So we don't know how Southampton are going to line up. I just personally feel they're going to be a very drop-backing team, and United needs to excel on this and make sure they don't cross that halfway line and just bully them like Liverpool tried doing to us on Monday. But United excelled on that, waited patiently and capitalised at the right opportunities. United need to do that, but just be more aggressive and pretty much show no mercy to Southampton. Don't let them get back into the game, kind of like what we did with Liverpool, where we played high percent possession for the first 25 minutes and then allowed Liverpool to try and get back into the game by then putting us on the back foot. We don't need to do that. United just need to be careful with the passes, keep that possession stat high, and I can assure you United will win this game easy, 3-0. But that's my prediction to the game. Let me know your predictions to the game as well. I want to hear your score predictions. Would you keep the team the same? Would you continue playing Alanga, Rashford and Sancho? Or would you bring in Ronaldo or Martial? Let me know all your comments down below. It really helps the channel. I love interacting with the channel, like I say, in the comments. And yeah, let me know if there's anything that I missed out on. I don't think I did. I think I covered both teams really well. So yeah, please like, subscribe, share and comment. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. So yeah, have a nice day and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.